Hello everyone! So today we would like to present about gamification in language learning. But before that, let me introduce our members. First we have Nikatot Surya and then Nikomang Puspa and the last is me, Leputu Kawit. In this presentation, we would like to explain about several material. First, we have what is gamification and what is purpose. And the second, psychological effect of gamification on student motivation in language learning. The third is effect of gamification on student engagement in language learning. The fourth is example of gamification tools in language learning. The fifth is advantage and disadvantage of using gamification, and the last is conclusion. So the first material would be explained by me. So what is gamification? Gamification is integration of game-like elements into non-gaming scenarios such as education to enhance learner motivation through engagement and competition. For some students, learning a language is boring, especially for children in elementary school or middle school. Therefore, teachers can use games such as quizzes in the learning process to engage students so they do not get bored easily. It also enhances their motivation in learning language. Thus, using gamification is one way to make language learning more interesting. So I think that's all about gamification. The next material would be presented by Surya. Surya, time is yours.
So, next I would like to explain about the psychological effect of gamification on student motivation in language learning. First is increasing intrinsic motivation through a reward system. Giving rewards increases learners' intrinsic motivation by making them feel proud, showing their progress, and helping them feel connected to others. This reward system produces dopamine in our brain, which is a hormone that plays a role in feeling of pleasure and motivation. This creates a positive addiction to the activity of learning. For example, like Duolingo application that gives the students the option to choose the topics they want to learn. So they can also choose the order level that they complete, and each complete exercise gives point and experience. This encourages the students to continue the learning without external pressure, because they feel in control of the learning process. In addition to gaining the new vocabulary, students become more enthusiastic about finishing that exercise. So they feel they are learning not because they are told to, but because they are curious and enjoy that process. And second one is reducing anxiety by encouraging the mind into a flow state. Gamifications help create a flow state that reduces anxiety by keeping the mind focused on tasks in more enjoyable and stress-free way. Sometimes that the student feel anxious about speaking or writing because they are afraid of making mistakes. Gamification creates a related atmosphere like playing, where the mistakes are seen as part of a learning process, not a failure. This is very helpful in reducing language anxiety, especially in speaking skills. Gamification also makes the student into a state of flow, which is when someone is very focused and enjoy the learning process so much that time seems to fly by. So, for flow to occur, the challenges in the game must be balanced, not too easy and not too hard. So, this is naturally increases the duration of learning. So, the third one is effect over justification. Getting too many rewards can take away the joy of learning and make the learners focus only on the rewards. which can reduce their intrinsic motivation over time. If gamification is to focus on external rewards, such as point or physical prize, a negative effect can arise known as the overjustification, which is a decrease in intrinsic motivation because the student only learn for the sake of rewards, not out of curiosity. Therefore, the solution could be a combination of intrinsic motivation, such as curiosity, and extrinsic motivation, such as point or reward.
Okay, thank you for the time. I will explain the effect of gamification on student engagement in language learning. We have a three effect. The first is enhance learning experience. Gamification makes learning more enjoyable and effective by making it interactive, fun, and personalized. And the second is continue feedback and progress tracking. Gamification provide a feature like progress bars and scores, allowing learners to track their improvement and stay motivated. And the last is social interaction and collaboration. Gamification encourages social interaction and collaboration, assisting students in working together and remaining engaged. Okay, maybe that's all for me, and the next material will explain by my friend. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the time. So here I will explain about example of gamification tools in language learning. So here I will explain about four application or platform that usually used in language learning. First, we have Kahoot. Kahoot is a learning platform where teacher and learner can create and play quizzes, surveys, or challenge called Kahoot. Kahoot provides game-based learning with music and visual that add energy to online session. And it also works well for individual or group learning. And Kahoot can be used in vocabulary practice, listening and reading comprehension, and it also provides instant feedback and assessment. So Kahoot can be one choice for teaching language through gamification. And the second we have quizzes. Who doesn't know about quizzes? Almost of us have used it, right? Like Kahoot, quizzes offer similar feature, but it also provides self-paced play and variety of question type, allowing students to focus more on their learning. For example, in vocabulary practice, teachers can use flashcard mode for review and making it easier to teach and reinforce vocabulary. Quizzes also generate detailed reports on student performance, which is help teacher assess learning more effectively. And the third, we have Bamboozle. Bamboozle is a team-based learning tool that works especially well for language review and speaking practice, especially for young learner. It's ideal to classroom where not every student has a device, and it brings a lot energy and interaction to language learning through gamification. It's widely used by language teachers, especially in English for second language or English for foreign language classroom. And the last we have Mentimers. Mentimer in interactive presentation. Mentimer is an interactive presentation and polling tool that allow teachers to engage students in real time. For example, it can be used for live discussion or quizzes to check student understanding. It is widely used in both educational and business settings to make presentation more dynamic and interactive. So that's all about tools of gamification. The next material would be present by Surya. Surya, time is yours.
Next, I would like to explain about advantage and disadvantage of using gamification. Advantage of using gamification. First, increasing motivation and learning engagement. Gamification makes the learning process feel more enjoyable, like playing. Elements such as point, levels, or rewards make the students feel challenged and eager to continue progressing. For example, the students are motivated to complete the grammar because they want to earn the grammar master badge. Second, providing instant feedback. The students immediately know whether their answers are correct or incorrect. This accelerates the learning process because they can quickly correct their mistakes. For example, in apps like quizzes, the student can see their score right after answering. So the right score will be C after they finish answering that quiz. Third, encouraging repetition without boredom. Repetitive practice can often be boring. But with gamification, repetition feels like a new mission or challenge, which help the student memorize and understand the material better. Fourth, facilitating goal setting. The existence of leveling system, daily missions, or challenge give the students clear and structured learning goals. And last, enhancing memory. Games involve emotional and concentration elements, which can enhance the retention of information in long-term memory. Disadvantage of using gamification. First, overemphasis on reward. If students focus too much on reward, like point ranking, they might lose sight of the main purpose of learning, which is to understand the material deeply. For example, the student only answer quickly to guess the point, not to understand the questions. Second, decrease in intrinsic motivation. Gamification that relies too much on reward can diminish student natural curiosity. They learn to gain something, not because they enjoy learning. This is referred to as the overjustification effect in psychology. Third, casus imbalance and frustration. Students who consistently rank low may feel inferior or unmotivated. This can widen the gap between fast and slow learners. 4. Not suitable for all learning styles. Not all the students enjoy a game-based approach. So some prefer to learn traditionally or in a quieter atmosphere. And last, requires time and resources. Designing an effective gamification system is not easy. So designing an effective gamification system is not easy, yeah. It requires creativity, technology, and time. So the teachers also need to understand how to design appropriate gamification.
Okay, the conclusion is gamification in language learning can increase motivation, reduce consistency, and make learning more interactive and fun. Tools such as Knack, quiz, and Mentimeter help to increase student engagement. However, they need to be used in a balanced way as they can be reward department stressful and not suitable for our learning style. Okay, thank you. Maybe that's all for our presentation. Thank you.